Welcome to Sun City News. I'm your host, Norma Taylor, and here are a few of the stories we're starting off with for this week. Our SCTV crew finds out what's happening at square dancing. Reporter Chris Chase attended the pet adoption event. And later in the program, we hear about the latest Meet the Author. Those stories and more coming up. Sun City News starts now.
This is Sun City News. With our news team bringing you stories from Sun City and the Low Country. Taking the lead with entertainment news. And on deck is our sports report. Sun City News, from people you know, about people you know. This week's SCTV News starts now.
Our SCTV crew checked in with the staff and students of the Square Dancing Club recently. Okay, I'm here with John Leduc, correct? Leduc, okay. And Rita Kemper, and they are the class coordinators for the square dancing, this particular class. And tell us about the class and what you do, John.
Well, one of the best things about the class is that we have new and younger square dancers, and they're very good. They've gone through, I think, about 18 lessons so far, and they have about another 10 to go, and they're doing very well. And as coordinators, we just facilitate the squares, make sure that there's enough dancers to form full squares, and that they will have a chance to learn all the different calls that the caller has to teach them.
Okay. And Rita, what does that encompass? That's a lot of classes. So if they don't know how to do any square dancing at all, can they still start and learn all of it?
Absolutely. We start out in the fall with a big class, the Square Dance group does, and we invite people from Sun City to come in. And from there, we let them know we're giving lessons. Our caller is Sam Rowan, who lives right here in Sun City. We are very pleased to have him. He is nationally known and awarded, and he's very patient. And they learn about almost 60 calls in this class. And we have some couples, and then we have people that come as singles, and we try to make sure they're coupled up.
I'm here with Ken Kursky, and he's the president of the Sun City Squares. And Ken, what does that entail? I mean, we're here going to be doing square dancing, but tell us about the club.
Well, the club has about 60 members, and we're enthusiastic about square dancing. And this is our class that we have once a year, and these people will be students graduating in April, and they will have a chance to join our group. We meet on Tuesdays, but this lessons to get to the ones on Tuesday are on Thursday. But we have a good time. We dance around. It's fun.
And Cindy, you said that you're a novice or a newbie at learning to square dance here?
Yes, ma'am.
So what does that entail? You've taken a lot of classes?
We've taken quite a few classes. I think we're a little bit more than halfway through, and we're enjoying it tremendously. It's been a lot of fun.
So how many calls? They said there's about 60 calls that you have to learn before you graduate. So you know all those calls?
No, but I'm learning them and doing the best I can.
So what made you decide to take up square dancing?
Because we went to, we were invited to come to one of the first classes, and it looked like so much fun, and everybody was smiling and having a great time. So
Michael, why did you decide to take up square dancing?
Square dancing for me was something that was going to be interesting, different, a little bit of exercise, and it's turned out to be a lot of fun.
So do you know all the calls?
Gosh, no. I know about maybe 50 of the calls, but I reviewed a bunch of them tonight before I came over here. So I'll probably get half of them right.
Well, he's a good student. Pam, are you a good student?
I am not as good a student as Michael is. I definitely did not review anything tonight, but
well, maybe you know it already. You don't have
I'll
to.
get most of them right.
So you're going to be graduating pretty soon. I think about another maybe 10 more lessons. Is that it?
I think so. Because this has been ongoing for months already. It has, and it has, as Michael said, I think it's been more fun than anything. We've really enjoyed getting to know new people and to learn a little bit more about square dancing.
Lessons start October 17th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Perrysburg Fitness Center. Now, for more information, attend their fun dance on October 15th at Hidden Cypress starting at 6:15 p.m. The Sun City Hilton Head Dog and Pet Lovers Club proudly presented a pet adoption event at the Sun City Hilton Head West Sundance Dog Park. Reporter Chris Chase was there to see the new dog park and visit with some of the adoptable dogs from Jasper County.
I'm Cindy Briney. I'm the past president of the Sun City Hilton Head Dog and Pet Lovers Club.
What exactly are you doing? What are you looking for?
Well, what we're looking for at the Dog and Pet Lovers Club is to bring the awareness of all of the shelters that are in crisis. We have people returning pets and surrendering pets because they can't afford care or dog food. And we have strays that are coming up in both Jasper County and Beaufort County. So as the Dog Club, we try to work with all the shelters. Today we're sponsoring Rascals Rescue.
That's terrific. And we'll be back again, too, because you're going to be doing something again next month. Is that right? Or the end of this month?
End of this month. We work with the other clubs in Sun City. And so we have another event at the softball field on 9/28 and another one on October 12th. So we're just trying to bring animals that are adoptable within Sun City out to all these other events so that they can meet their forever home.
Now, if they have supplies, are you looking for that as well?
Definitely. Every time we have an adoption event, we are overwhelmed by the generosity of people that bring beds, food, toys, anything can be used, old towels, blankets, all of that is very much appreciated at the shelters.
We're over on Sun City West at the two dog parks, one for small dogs, one for big dogs, with a wonderful event today. Now, Krista, what exactly is going on today?
So this is the opening of the new dog park, and Rascals Rescue has brought over 5 dogs that are hoping to find forever homes today.
Now, how many dogs do you have in the...
Right now we have 42. I'm expecting 31 more this week.
Wow, that's quite a bit. Now, I see that you're gathering supplies.
We are. Thankfully, people are coming by and donating supplies, and that's fantastic. And we're hoping that, we'll get plenty for the current guys, the new guys coming in, and maybe some of these guys that are here today will find homes.
That's excellent. Now, if people don't make it today, you're coming back again, right? Aren't you going to be here the 28th?
We will be here the 28th, and then we'll also be here in October, I think the 12th. October 12th as well. So we'll definitely be coming back. And you're also always welcome to come and visit us at our shelter in Hardyville. Please visit us at 11642 Speedway Boulevard, Hardyville, South Carolina.
Still more to come. Ann Prianti checks out the Improvisation workshop. We give you details on the upcoming Sun City elections. And our Sun City News crew visited the Morris Center. We'll return after this brief break.
Sun City TV invites you to join our crew. Our growing technology presence requires enthusiastic, creative volunteers. No previous TV experience needed. Email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com.
Sun City Theater holds various workshops throughout the year. Let's take a look at the current improv workshop being led by Marlene Jones.
Marlene, I think when people hear improv, they think of comedy. Is there more to it?
Improv or improvisation can be comedy, but it doesn't have to be. And it's spontaneous acting. You're given a situation or a character or a place, and you improvise, you ad lib your character. And it really helps in acting situations. It makes you actually a better actor.
Great. So, how did you get involved in acting and in improv specifically?
I started acting when I was 12 years old. Oh, wow. I have been doing theater since then. And I taught drama for 20 years in Glendale, California. And the last 12 years, before I came here to Sun City, I was in a group that was called Murder Express. It was a murder dinner theater, and we'd ad lib or improv with the guests, which is very difficult. We're sitting and eating with them and in our character for an hour, and then all of a sudden somebody screams or drops dead, and then there's an hour presentation, an hour show from a script. You know, I helped the director, and I acted in it, and I'd come home all bloody, and my husband, he didn't know what to do with me. Anyway.
That sounds like a great experience.
It was.
Is there a reason other than acting that someone might be interested in taking an improv workshop?
Yes, it's just fun. And that's what girls just want to have fun. Well, girls and boys just want to have fun. It's a good time. Everybody laughs for 2 hours. And isn't that what it's all about here at Sun City? Okay, action.
Oh, Marianne. How are you?
Gosh, honey, I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, but I am so excited. I'm wonderful.
I know what it is. You met a man.
I did.
I could just tell.
Oh, he is the handsomest thing in the world. And he's tall and black hair and blue eyes, and oh, my heart just skipped a beat.
Oh my gosh.
What about you?
Well, I just met somebody too, and he's tall, and I think his hair is black. It's very dark, and he has blue eyes, and I mean, I just couldn't.
I know, that's such a wonderful combination.
Yeah. So,
action.
Whoa.
This is embarrassing. I didn't expect to see you here in this
Well,
house.
I didn't expect to see you either, not that you don't need it.
Well, I don't need it either.
I can understand.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I got.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I gotta, man.
What?
Well, again, stop yelling at me. You always yell at me. For goodness
You
sakes.
know we're like in the middle of a very
Yeah, but
important
I
conversation.
know, but it will never stop. So I just figured I'd jump in and.
Well, what do you have to say? Do you have anything to contribute to what we're talking about?
Absolutely, not what you're talking about, but I have to talk about me, my most favorite topic.
Well, I hope it's not what we're talking about.
This is not important. We're kind of busy.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean,
Well, it's
do you
very
know where you are?
Are you kidding? I never know where I am.
Oh, yeah.
In this year's community election, there are 28 neighborhoods voting for a neighborhood representative, NR, and alternate neighborhood representative, ANR. A list of these neighborhoods can be found on the notice of election posted on the election page of the community website. If you reside in one of these neighborhoods, please consider becoming a candidate for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2026. Now, election application packets are available on the website and at Palmetto Commons. NR and ANR applications must be returned to Palmetto Commons by Friday, October 4th at 3 p.m. The Morris Heritage Center in Ridgeland recently held a hands-on dyeing cloth with Indigo workshop, and reporter Ann Prianti takes us there to see what it was all about.
Leanne, we've all heard about indigo with respect to blue jeans. Can you tell us what actually is indigo?
Indigo is a natural dye that comes from a plant. It's a sediment that's released from the leaf of a plant. The plant is called Indigo superfacosa. There are many different varieties of indigo, though.
Does it grow around here?
It was grown in the colonial period. It was cultivated, so it still grows. It still grows wild on Daufuskie Island. I don't know that it's cultivated in large extent anymore. Maybe small gardens, home gardens.
Okay, so what types of cloths were dyed with indigo?
Well, indigo is a natural dye, so it will only dye natural fiber. So cotton, silk, linen, wool.
Wow. Okay. And how did you become interested in dyeing with indigo?
I started spinning wool in the 70s, and so started playing with natural dyes, but couldn't understand how to build the indigo vat because you have to get the indigo in a state of reduction, and then that's a chemical process, and it just didn't make sense to me. So I went up to Asheville with my friend Rhonda, and we learned how to build these vats, and really actually just fell in love with the process.
So more and more people are becoming aware of the impact of fashion on the environment. Can you tell me, is indigo sustainable?
Well, what Rhonda and I are doing with Defusky Blues is we're upcycling clothing. So we're taking clothing that still has use in them, and we're redesigning them and dyeing them with indigo.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit more about Defusky Blues?
Well, it's a small indigo dye studio. It's located on Defusky Island in the Merrifield School. And the Merrifield School is a historic school that was built in the 30s by the families on the island for the black children. And it's a school that Pat Conroy taught in the 90s, or in 1969, excuse me.
Is it open to the public?
Yes, we are open usually about 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, and occasionally on Sunday.
And what would someone do if they wanted to come visit?
Well, you'd have to take a ferry over, and then I definitely would recommend renting a golf cart, and then just come. We're generally there, and we love when visitors come, and we love sharing indigo.
Still much more ahead on Sun City News. Randy Selman's here with an entertainment report. Georgia Lash was at the recent Meet the Author event. And Doug Wright has sports news. So stay with us.
Well, there's always a heck of a lot going on in the sports world here in Sun City. And we try to cover most of it on our new show, Sports Done Right, where I and others get out in the field and cover championships, fierce but friendly competitions, both on campus and off campus. You can get involved by sending us your pictures and videos, and we'll put them on and show the panoply of action here in Sun City.
Now let's head over to Randy Selman for the latest in entertainment.
Our SCTV crew was invited to preview the opening of the new musical Something Rotten at the Art Center of Coastal Carolina, and they had a chance to speak with the director of the show.
I'm here with Whitaker Gannon, who's the director of Something Rotten. All right, Whitaker, tell us about Something Rotten.
It's a really fun show. It takes place in Renaissance England, but don't let that fool you. It is fresh and contemporary and new. It blends the modern and Old English together in one. It portrays Shakespeare as a rock star of Renaissance, and it is a show that follows these two writers who are trying to compete against this rising star, and when they get desperate, they're seeking a new idea, and they go to really desperate measures. Our lead actor and character Nick is trying to find a solution, and things just devolve into this hilarious comedy as we go along. But it has big musical numbers. It has tons of musical theater references. So even if you don't know Something Rotten, if you're a musical theater lover, you'll see references of some of your favorite shows sprinkled throughout. So it's a really exciting piece. I'm very much looking forward to sharing this with the community.
Okay, and I know it got 10 Tony nominations. So tell us about the cast.
This cast is incredibly talented. I mean, the original Broadway cast was great, but everyone in this cast is bringing something new to it and bringing themselves into this production. And we got very lucky with an incredible group of 20 actors. We had over 7,000 actors submit headshots and resumes for this, which is crazy. And so we got the best of the bunch. So I'm very proud of this group. They're hardworking, they're passionate, and they're talented across the board. We got tap dancing, these huge numbers and belting songs, so many, and ton of comedy, so many different skill sets that are woven into this show, and I'm just glad that we have such an amazing group to help bring it to life on this stage. Yeah.
Well, you're no novice to this, Whitaker. You're a bit of a pro here, and this is not your first rodeo. So, you've done other things here at the Art Center, haven't you?
Yes, this is actually my 15th production here at the Art Center in either an acting or directing capacity. So I started acting here when I was really young and fell in love with this theater, fell in love with just musical theater and shows in general. And then since then, after I graduated school, came back here, started assistant directing, and then I got directing as well. And so this is my 5th directing production here at the Art Center, and I'm just so glad to be back. It's great.
Well, Andrea, all right, we're here at the Art Center once again with you, and you've got a great show coming up, but what's coming up after Something Rotten?
So after Something Rotten, Norma, we are so excited to have Divas 3 coming from Las Vegas to do an incredible show. There are 3 voices over 4 decades of music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. All the divas like Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, they're going to be performing all of those, and they come out in costumes, and it's going to be a big spectacle. So we're excited about that. That is November 7th and 8th. So then in mid-November, November 16th, Saturday, noon to 3, we have the town's official holiday kickoff. It kicks off the holiday season. We have local musical groups that perform right here on the Art Center grounds. We have amazing food trucks, great art market too, by the way. So you need to shop local and shop early, get all your Christmas shopping done. That's November 16th, free and fun for the whole family. Then after that, y'all, we're so excited. We have Emmett Cahill doing his Christmas in Ireland show in December 10th. I'm going to double check that date, but you guys are going to want to see him. It's that Tuesday, 2 shows, 4 and 7:30. Amazing.
Reporter Georgia Lash interviewed Deb Richardson Moore, author of the recently released Through Any Window, a murder mystery. She shares this report.
Well, let's look at a little bit of what influenced you in this book. You live in Greenville, South Carolina, and you've had a 15-year career with a church there called Triune Mercy Church.
Mercy Center.
Mercy Center. And I understand that that was quite an influence on how you developed this book. Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah. Our church was at the edge of a decaying mill village in Greenville. Greenville grew up around 7 textile mill villages. That was the sort of the impetus of the city. And as those, when we got to the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, those textile jobs went overseas. And so those mill villages fell into decay. And there were drug houses and bootleg houses and prostitution and blood, selling your blood centers, all those kinds of things. Well, my church sat right on the edge of one of those, and we served the homeless, and we had a lot of homeless members. Well, when I first got to the church, the neighborhoods were in decay, and there were a lot of abandoned houses where the homeless were sneaking in and squatting, and then all those other things I mentioned. As we went on, but we were only about 4 or 5 blocks from Main Street, Greenville, which was undergoing a huge renaissance. So as those years passed, a lot of those old houses were torn down, and very nice $800,000, $900,000, $1 million homes were built instead. So we watched it. We watched, and we watched as some of the neighbors had moved in with the understanding of this is what it means to be an urban dweller. Some moved in and then decided everybody who had been there before needed to go. And so, yes, it was just watching those issues that led to the writing.
Well, in that same vein, I looked at your characters. I considered them very readable. There are so many layers in so many characters. I've already said I think they could be their own books. Spin-offs. We could have the spin-offs like on TV. But I wondered, and I know you've been a journalist in Greenville as well, were any of those based on real-life encounters?
Probably the one most taken from my experience would have been Caleb, who is the 21-year-old homeless person. and he wasn't anybody in particular, but he was probably a combination of 6 to 8 young men that I had met. And those people, we tried so very hard to intervene in their lives because they still had a chance.
Right.
So many people we dealt with were in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s. And, you know, there wasn't a whole lot we could do as far as the trajectory of their lives. You know, beyond, I mean, we could do meals and medical care and that, even tried to get them in housing, but, you know, they weren't going to go to college.
Right.
You know. With those young boys, we tried so hard, but I'm telling you, they were up against it. Almost all, Caleb, as you know, was raised by a drug addict mother, and she wasn't just a drug addict, she was mean.
Oh.
She was mean when she didn't need to be mean. And that was what he had grown up with. So he had, 3, 4, 5 strikes against him before he ever started. Did he make some bad decisions? Absolutely, yes. But what I try to point out is, would any of us have made better decisions were restarting where he was?
Now here's Doug Wright with sports news.
It's a beautiful Saturday morning here at the Kirk Tennis Center. It's 2 days after Helene cleared out of here. And kudos to Chris Scott and his group of volunteers for making this place look pristine, hauling away garbage and so forth. We have approximately 86 women that are signed up for an event called Tennis in the Pink, the 15th annual fundraiser sponsored by the Women's Tennis Organization.
Doug, this is, the ladies do a wonderful job. Just have a look around and see what they've put together, particularly, like you say, after what happened yesterday. A lot of people, the Bucket Brigade and the ladies got together, make the place look good so that we can do this. There was no ways we weren't going to get it ready for them. It's there raising the money for obviously, everybody knows this month is special for breast cancer.
Let's take a look at some of the bras that are going to be featured. Now, bear in mind, it's going to be a lot more. Deb, you are going to go down and go get some. No, today we stay here. We're doing that. And these are all going to be featured, and you can vote on your favorite bra. And take a look at some of these bras here. Gorgeous. Okay, look at that one. So, first we were asking everybody to name the bra. So once you figure out a name, then you can start decorating one. And you're going to be voting on these, right? Yes. They've established a new voting procedure. Yes, we're gonna have 8 boxes by each of the bras. We have about 8 bras, maybe more, and it's $1 a vote. So whichever or the lot from definitely, but it's $1 a vote. So what we'll do is when we count up the money, whoever gets the most money wins. So it's a great way to decide which bra you think is the best bra. So we're gonna have a look on, and guys are welcome to come and vote. Oh, yes. So come on. Wouldn't you want to see your wife or significant other in one of these bras? Congrats, ladies. I hope you get a lot of dough. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
To view expanded coverage of sports news, check out Doug's monthly show, Sports Done Right. Well, that's our show for this week. Thank you for watching. Catch us on cable and on our YouTube station, where we invite you to hit like and subscribe. To see expanded coverage of some of our SCTV stories, tune into our monthly show, Extra. And if you have questions and comments, email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com. But make sure you check in with us next week for all the news that's in your neighborhood. For Sun City News, I'm Norma Taylor.